Disclaimer, this is a topic that goes way deeper than the depth I'm diving into in this video. This video is not a breakdown of Jacksonville gang politics. In this video, my plan is to take an overall look at Spinabenz and Whoppa's legacy and comment on what I feel could have led them into getting involved in street politics and becoming some of the most disrespectful artists out of the Jacksonville scene. Thanks, I hope you enjoy. These past few weeks, I've been going into overviews for many artists that I fuck with from the Jacksonville Drill scene, and I feel it wouldn't be right to make those videos and not make one on arguably the faces of the blow up of this wave. The Murder Twins, Spinabenz and Whoppa with the Chopper. Whoppa with the Chopper, real name Reginald Williams, is a Jacksonville drill artist who rose to popularity through his funny / ultra disrespectful songs and his affectionate attitude in all the music videos he was featured in. In the early years of Whoppa's life, he'd get into many schoolyard fights off the fact that him and Spins came from another part of town than the school they attended. Nothing much happened in the first school Whoppa attended, due to it being a private school, but every school he went to after the private one, he had behavioral issues and would constantly get into fights. Whoppa would go on to say that he was the class clown, which I feel really covers how Whoppa portrays himself in music and interviews today. He's kinda got this happy-go-lucky meme type personality, which in turn makes his disses and disrespect hit way more hard. I'm getting way ahead of myself though. Off the fighting and other behavioral issues, Whoppa would spend most of his in-school life in the alternative school. If you are outside of America, or the South, I don't know how far alternative schools go, it's basically a separate school, or sometimes, in my case, a separate building in the same school where all of the more unruly and criminally inclined students get put. Whoppa said he enjoyed alternative school more than regular school, saying it was way more easy and gave him more opportunities to meet new people and chat up new girls.
So when I was at Reebok, they kicked me out every year. But they always sent me to the alternative school, and I ended up I actually liked the alternative school. You see what I'm saying? It was actually the best school I went to. The school was easy. You know what I'm saying? Then you got new people coming in every week, so it's like new girls coming in every week. So I'm like, you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? So you get sent there so I got sent there every year until EOS basically it's like a Senate, so EOS Grand Park. I tried to go back to Reebok. They said, nah, man. My last year, they was like, nah, we can't take you back.
After being denied re-entry to his original school, Whoppa would then go to another alternative school, where in the span of 4 months, Whoppa would choose to drop out and get his GED. This was at Whoppa's 11th grade year, 1 year shy of graduation. Fighting was always prevalent in Whoppa's early life, to the point where fighting just became a normal, everyday type thing.
Would you ever get into fights at the alternative school itself?
At Grand Park, yeah. It stayed going down at Grand Park. I ain't gonna count. Grand Park was wild, but it was fun though. It was fun for everybody.
But you never got kicked out of the alternative school.
Gang politics always being in the background of Jacksonville made high school very, very tricky for both Whoppa and Spins. Remember when I said they get into fights off of being from another neighborhood? Yeah, well, this had the inadvertent effect of causing both Whoppa and Spins to get involved with gangs. Nothing serious at first, just a group of friends from his block sticking together and fighting with other crews. You know, normal high school shenanigans.
Like I said, we went to school across town, so really, it was just me and my brother at first. We had a certain homeboy, we had homeboys ended up coming, you see what I'm saying? But at first, it was just me and my brother, so it was never really no crowd, it was just me and my brother.
Biological brother, or you just using the phrase brother?
Yeah, Spinabenz.
You guys are biologically related.
Yeah, same mama, same.
Whoppa being about 2 years older than Spinabenz gave him a very protective type mentality towards his little bro in school. As they were constantly getting into it with kids at school, they eventually gained quite a reputation and kids started to back off a little bit. Whoppa would go on to say that him and Spins started making music at their grandma's house, and Spins fell in love with it almost instantly and began writing pretty consistently. Whoppa, however, didn't take it as serious as Spins did. Whoppa did have some background with music, however. When he was attending the private school as a little lad, he was in the band class and he had some interest in learning piano off his uncle knowing how to play. This, I think, led Whoppa to gain a better understanding of music and helped him later on. Though he doesn't produce or anything, so I mean, I'm really just talking on my ass.
Wasn't you?
Or if I'm gonna play any instrument, it's gonna be a piano. And the band, they play drums and that type of stuff.
What drew you to the piano?
You said what?
What drew you to the piano?
Oh, actually, my uncle knows how to play the piano great. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the church. You see what I'm saying? So them playing the piano, the organ, I always loved the piano. And I really like R&B.
Rap battling was another part of Whoppa's childhood that would shed some insight into his future diss records. Whenever they had time in school, summer school, or jail, Whoppa would always be rap battling the other kids or inmates or whatever.
Were you personally ever the type to freestyle or battle rap other classmates by any chance?
Always. Summer camp at private school, that's all we used to do. Rap. Every day at lunch, beating on the table, rapping. In jail, rapping every day. So.
Whoppa and Spin's first real music video would drop in 2016 and was titled Fuck the City Up. This was released shortly after Whoppa got kicked out of school, and you could kind of tell they were kind of unruly in that video, not gonna cap. Gang politics in Jacksonville began heating up around this time. Spinabenz and Whoppa's first track had many references to one of their fallen friends, a team by the name of Suge. And some light threats and disses were starting to seep into music. This is mostly directed towards Fulio and his gang, 6 Block. While Spinabenz hardly talks on his childhood, it's clear to me that he's the drive behind most of the music shit. He drops way more consistently than Whoppa does, and I'd argue that he's the one that comes up with most of the ideas when it comes to songs. Spinabenz's first ever solo track was a song by the name of 187 Degrees, or Twin Takeoff. It served to grow Spin's face card in the city quite heavily. It also was the first time they'd referred to their block as Suge Nation out of respect for their fallen friend. Skipping ahead a year or two, Spinz would go on to drop his first album, King Leonardus, and a few videos after that would gain a tiny bit of traction. 20k here, 100k there. Spinabenz wouldn't see huge success until he dropped his song, Active, however. When Active dropped, all of Jacksonville, Florida began to pay attention to Spinz. Hell, I'm from Middle Georgia and motherfuckers were bumping Active in my city. This was the first time in my memory that I even became aware of Jacksonville drill scene, and it had this very swampy, dark vibe back then compared to like the poppy sound of now. From this point on, Spinabenz, Whoppa, and J-Dot would drop back-to-back hits with songs like We the Ops, 762s, and Coup, which would go on to gain massive popularity, especially post the Ace Who I Smoke song. 2020 was the first year everything started to go up for Spinabenz and Whoppa, but 2021 would end up blowing that out of the water. After the release of the song Who I Smoke, which prominently featured Whoppa with the Choppa and Spinabenz, Whoppa and Spinz would gain mainstream attention. That attention would begin seeping into both of their massive catalogs, and almost overnight, they were known nationally. Spinabenz would be the first to capitalize on the success, dropping, in my opinion, the most disrespectful song of all time, I Don't Smoke Kendra. In this video, directed by Spinabenz by the way, you would see the death of many of Spinabenz's rivals, basically giving clues to how they died. It's genuinely one of the more disrespectful songs I've ever seen coming out of any scene, let alone Jacksonville. Whoppa would also capitalize on this newfound attention, dropping songs like Olympics and Viral. Due to all the attention, Spinabenz became a target for his opposition and was caught in 2022. His car being shot up, but he would go on to survive and drop a song called Badass Day, where he would swear revenge for the shooting and for his fallen friends. Bro, why can't I speak English, dude? Jesus Christ. Other than Spinz and Whoppa being in and out of jail, Spinz especially, not much has changed since the shooting other than the biggest rival, Fulio, was killed in Tampa. Both Whop and Spinz would both take victory laps and just continue to post music and cruise. I'd like to take some time out of this video to glaze Spinabenz music real quick. Pause. This man is experimental as fuck. Going through his catalog, Spinabenz is okay with taking hella risks sound-wise, and I feel this makes him one of the more talented artists in the scene and just in general. Like, take songs like First Week Out, Stash House, or Second Week Out. They have a very unique sound that no one else is really quite putting out. I feel like Whoppa is the personality, and Spinz is the one who's really into the music shit. I don't know where I was even going with this, but like, shit, thanks for listening to my TED Talk, bro. Go listen to Spinabenz, he hard. In all seriousness though, Whoppa and Spinabenz are the rightful face of the Jacksonville wave. I'd argue it was their ideas and their participation in the Who I Smoke song that even got it to be as big as it is in the first place. And with how hard Spinz works on the music side, I think he's become my personal favorite out of the scene. Even if Ace would be forever known as the most poppin' and the most famous, I guess, of the scene, Spinabenz will always be the heart and the spirit of the scene. If you like this video, please feel free to subscribe and hit the bell. Like and comment on what other artists or people you'd like to see me cover next. It's up in the air on what video I'm gonna do next, but I'm gonna always upload once or twice a week. That being said, peace out, chill out.